What's up, Marvel fans? This is Stan Stevens, and in today's video, we will be talking about some Lego sets and figures and a picture artwork that has been revealed for the Spider-Man Homecoming. This weekend, as I've said in the Transformers videos, we have had the Toy Fair, and they have shown, as I said, them off for the Spider-Man Homecoming. They have shown off like for Guardian figures and some other Marvel stuff, but mostly, but really, I just wanted to focus on the Spider-Man Homecoming stuff. So, let's get into that really. Let's start talking about the Lego set first. Now, they've only just showed off 2 sets of the film. So, let's go talk about them. So, the first set, it's the ATM Heist Battle. The scene what we saw in the beginning of the first trailer. Now, in that set, you've got 185 pieces. And in the set, you've got Spider-Man, you've got the bank, then you got the 2 wobbers, you got the one wobber who wears the Hulk mask, and you got the other one who's wearing the Captain America mask. Now, this set does look good if you're into collecting Lego sets as well, for the Marvel stuff. Now, a part of it, there's 2 weapons that each of the wobbers have. So, I'll talk about the weapons. Now, the one who wears the Hulk's mask, he is carrying this big size weapon that what we saw in the beginning of, as I said, in the trailer. And it was one of those weapons that hold that thing up when after they made a cut through the one of those ATM machines. So it looks like he carries that. And it does come like with a blaster on it, so it looks like it'll fire. Now this one's a curious weapon. Now the one who's got the Captain America mask, he's got like now this Lego gun, it's like one of those pistol guns. And on the front of it, you got like one of those chains, you know, you have on the set, you know like what Ghost Rider has, you know, the chains, his weapon. You've got that as part of the of this gun that the Wobber has, and it's purple. Now, we didn't see nothing like that in the trailer, so I'm wondering if there's a weapon like that, like we'll see in the film. But I don't know, maybe it's just a part of the Lego, but I don't know. What is the other way to see on that one? And for Spider-Man, I know they've released some a new feature onto these Lego sets. It's like one of the pounce out things. Like you hold down on the side of their arms and then it flies out. They've done that with Iron Man, and now you can get it for Spider-Man. So that looks interesting. Now you got another set, and it's called Beware the Vulture. Now on that set. You're supposed to have 4 on there, but this is a curious one, because on the set, you've got Spider-Man, you got Iron Man in his new suit, and you got Vulture. Now, there's possibly a 4th minifigure a part of it, but they've blanked it out. But I'll talk about that in a sec, but I want to talk about what's on this set. So as I say, you got Iron Man, then you got Spider-Man. Now, the Vulture Lego set for it. Now, I had a funny feeling they would have done this for the wings on this Lego set for Vulture. Because if you know the Falcon's wings for the movie Falcon, what the wings they gave him for the Civil War one, it's just like a mini wings, just a backpack. Excuse me. But for the Vulture, they've made his wings look big. And I had a funny feeling they'll do that. I had a funny feeling they did that for him, but doesn't look bad, really. I mean, it's not really movie accurate, but you can't with Lego sets, you can't sometimes get the movie accurate to it with whatever set you're doing. But to me, it just looks alright. Now, a part of the set, you get a vehicle, and in the back of the vehicle, if you open it up, you got like a weapon in the back of the vehicle. Now, I'd say it must be a weapon that's important to the film, but it could be one of those Satari, leftover metal, and they've made it and turned used the metal and made a weapon. But I don't know what kind of part that's got in the film, but we just had to wait to see. Now, speaking about that fourth minifigure, what we don't know about yet, you can see him that looks like he's driving the vehicle, but you don't even know who that 4th figure is. Now, I've had some good theories who it could be. One, it could be the Tinkerer. Maybe the Tinkerer's driving the vehicle. Or 2, it's the Shocker. That's my theories on who the 4th figure could be. But I don't know yet. But one of my chances I'm thinking of, it could be the Tinkerer. You know, maybe because if the Tinkerer created this thing, I'd say he's driving it. He's driving the white vehicle. So, well, it's a van really. So, we'll just have to wait and see on that. Excuse me. Now another thing, you get a set of and we're moving on from the Lego set now. Sorry, I just forgot to mention that. Now we're moving on to the action figure set, and on there you've just got Iron Man with his new suit. We've got Spider-Man with his mask off. Excuse me. Then you got the original costume that Spider-Man had. Now there is another figure with Spider-Man's newer costume one we had in Civil War, and you can take his head off because you can have the one with his eyes are down a bit, the white eyes, or you can have the one with his white eyes are wide. And in the back of it you got the Vulture figure, but that's nothing different because we've already saw a figure of the Vulture. So that's that. Last thing I want to talk about, and I want to get into this. Now this artwork, it shows you Spider-Man and he's fighting the Shocker. Now, I know I've talked about the Shocker before and said about what he looks like in his costume. Now that was around last year. But this Shocker's got a different look to the Shocker I spoke about. So I want to talk about the difference of the costume-wise he's got. So this new Shocker, it's still got the yellow, you know, the yellow and the black lines. He's still got that. On his head, the difference is he's got like big goggles on his head. The original, he just had like a pair of glasses, so that's a bit different. His body, he's got like a red colour. In the other one, it was just like a brownish colour, it was kind of like a jacket or like a jump, or well, I'd say it was like I think it's called a jacket. He had on it on top of the yellow clothes. He's got, I think that's supposed to be blue or black trousers, but yeah, that's a bit of different. In the original, the trousers were brown as well. When I spoke about the costume the first time, well, you should remember if you watched it. Now the gauntlets, this is really interesting because the gauntlets he's got in his hand, it's actually the gauntlets that Crossbones had. And when I looked at it, I'm like, wait a minute, why has he got Crossbones' gauntlets? You know, those fist things he had in Civil War. But the difference on that is it's going to make electricity. I mean, you can see electricity come out of it, but I know he's a bit of the he can make like a blast come out of the gauntlets, but I don't get why these ones had to look like that, but I don't know. Did the Shocker thought he could take the same idea from Crossbones and maybe to add something different, like, oh, I'll make like energy blast come out of it, but I don't know. But the original, when we saw the first costume of the Shocker, the gloves, well, the gauntlets are very different to the Crossbones one, so I don't know what's going on there. And I've been thinking, like, because I have heard, well, it's what I heard about, we're possibly getting two Shockers in it, but what I'm saying is this possibly the other Shocker? Or if we only just get one Shocker, is this possibly like an upgraded version of the costume? But I'll say this now. Costume looks alright. I mean, it doesn't scream out to me like a little bit of that comic book Shocker, but it's got, I mean, a little bit it does sound like comic book Shocker, but I know in the live action films they always have to change it a bit from the comics, you know, to make it like modern day, you know, look. You know, don't make it like that comic book dampness costume look for the villains with it. But that's what I was saying. It doesn't really look bad. It doesn't. And that's it really, guys. So if you want to see all those what I've talked about, they'll be down they'll be down in the description below on me Marvel Facebook page. That's down in the description below. After you've had a look at them, leave your comments below. We'll have a talk. And also, give your thoughts. What do you think of this Shocker costume? Do you think it looks good? Do you hate it? Or are you in the middle of it? Leave your comments about that, please. Give this a thumbs up. And also, share this out so I can get more viewers and subscribers. And if you're new, this is what I do. I do Marvel and Transformers Cinematic Universe news. With that, I do trailer and TV spots, reactions to them. With it, when it comes to 3 weeks before the film, the TV spots, they do tend to reveal ones with spoilers in it, so I don't do those ones. And also, if you want to see my last Marvel video, click here. you want to jump to my channel and also click that bell so you can know when my new video's up. Just jump to here. And you want to see me last Transformers video, just click here. And that's it really, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and see you again soon. Peace.